Hey there, it's Brittany Jackson from Tech and Trek here in Hiram, and today we're going to be talking about pages a little bit. So I'm going to go out and show you where I've got my pages. So it's currently in productivity, and then if you click on that icon there that says pages, that will open up the document. And then here you can go up and choose from your recent pages. That's what's visible here right now. And if you go up to the top there, you see that plus button. That's where you can add a new document. And so here you can see you've got the basic blank documents. You've got reports. You've got books in portrait view, books in landscape view, letters, resumes, flyers and posters, newsletters, envelopes, you name it. It's pretty much in here, business cards, certificates, things like that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to choose this term paper one. And that's because it already has an image in here that I can kind of use, and we can kind of play around with this. So it's going to open this up for you. And then here you can see there's a bunch of functionality. You've got image options here. You've got geology. And then up here we've got this paintbrush. And if you click on that, right now nothing's selected, but I'm going to tap over here on this image. And now you've got all of those options for what you can do with an image. So you can edit the mask. So if you click on that, and then you scroll, you click on make sure you're clicking on the photo, then you scroll in, you can zoom in on a photo to use just that portion of the photo, or you can use the whole photo itself. I'm going to keep the whole photo because I kind of like the whole photo, but you can zoom in and out, which is nice. And then there's this instant alpha button. And so this means that you can make certain colors transparent in your picture. So right there I've clicked on the blue, and now it is the sky is transparent. So that's a possibility. Now I'm not really a fan of that, so I'm going to go ahead and undo that down here in the bottom, and then now we're back to normal. And there's a bunch of other options over here. So up in the top there, you've got the word arrange, and here's where you can flip images horizontally or vertically. You can lock the image so that it doesn't move and nobody can change it. You can have it move with your text. You can have change the text wrap and how much spacing is around it. So there's a bunch of different options here for you to utilize. And then if we click on the style option up here, we can see that there are now borders and shadows. So I'm going to put a shadow on here because I like to shadow my images. I tend to think it looks really nice. And so I'm going to leave that on there. But you can shadow, you can do reflection, but this is another place that you can go and edit your photos. So now we're going to click on the text over here, and I clicked on this Geology 101 report. And so if you click on it, there you will see over here in the text side that it says title, so that's indicating that this is a title, and that's the paragraph style that you've got going on there. This is also where you can change that to show different headings and different things like that. So here you can see, it's a title one right now, and it could be any one of these. It can be a heading or a subheading. And remember, this is important when you're thinking about universal design for learning practices. It's really helpful to have this as a possibility. So then you can also change your font, your text color, the size of your font, just like you can in a Word document. You've got all of these great options here. And line spacing and columns just like you do in a Word document. So a lot of that functionality is similar, just looks a little bit different in a Word document, or in a Pages document, excuse me. So then I am going to, you can change the text color, but now I'm going to go down to the subheading, and I'm going to go up here, and I want to change that to be a heading option. So I'm going to choose heading 1, or heading. And you can see that it changed the text a little bit here, and that way it's a little bit clearer. But here you can now align that so that in your table of contents, it is now showing up as a heading and should show up as your table of contents. So you can scroll down, you can see, down here we've got the body of the text. And again, over here, paragraph style equals the body. So you can go in and, change the text there, and it'll be just like you would in a paragraph. So now if you go up here, there's some more functionality up here that I want to show you. So if you click on that plus, here you can add in photos or videos, you can do a drawing or equation, add images from a gallery, or you can record the audio. So I'm going to choose drawing because I am in the mood to do that today. And down here across the bottom, you can see different pencils and tools that you can use to draw on this document. And so I'm going to take the pencil tool right now, and I'm going to go ahead up here using my Apple Pencil, and I'm going to write my name. Let's see, there it goes, showing you how to write my name. And then I think I'm going to use the crayon maybe here, down here. Let me go down and click on that. I'm going to write my last name up here just because, why not? In case you want different styles or you need to annotate anything, you can utilize the drawing tools, which is really helpful. So I'm going to leave that in here because why not? But then when I'm done, I'm going to go up here and click on Done, and it takes me back to that screen. So the nice thing is there's a bunch of different functionality up here, so you can, again, choose camera or audio. There's also options up here for graphs and tables. So I'm going to show you that here in 1 second. See, there's the graph, and you can do 3D or 2D, or you can do interactive graphs, which is really cool. And then you can also add in tables, just like you would in a Word document. So a lot of functionality, and maybe even a little bit more than a Word document typically has. But if you go ahead and click that circle with a plus, that's a collaborate button, and that pulls down and tells you you can add people to help you collaborate on this project. So if you have a group project, this is a great way to do it. And you can share it in a bunch of different ways. You could share it in Notability, you can share it in Pages. Down here, there's a share options button. You could, Skype it if you really wanted to, but the share options button, you can decide who can access and who can access what. Can they make changes or can they only view it? So it's another great feature here of Apple Pages. And then up here, that little ellipses typically means there's more functionality. So if you click on that, you can now see the other features that are in here. So you can share, you can export the document, you can print the document. So if you export the document, though, you could export it as a PDF. So maybe your instructor is having difficulty reading your document because it's in Pages and they don't have Pages on their computer. You could send it to them as a PDF. That way they've got it that way. You can also print if you wanted to go to a certain printer. You can go smart annotation, tracking changes. There's also a bookmarks page. So if you wanted to click on, I'm going to click on track changing first. So you can do the change tracking and turn that on, and then your instructor can, make changes and you can see what they did, just like in Word. And if you wanted to go over here now to that bookmarks tab, you can then save it as a bookmark for you, and that way you can refer back to it pretty quickly. You can also do this in presenter mode, which will allow you to do a presentation similar to what I'm doing, or you can set a password so that only certain people can do it. And then another great feature is you can publish to Apple Books. That is huge. So if you want people to be able to read your document more than just even your instructor, you can publish your work out to Apple Books and set who can read it. So maybe it's a free, you want to publish, but you don't want to go through a publisher. This is one way you can do that. You can put this out there so people can download it. I believe you can even purchase things through, or set it up so people can purchase your book. But it's another great feature that you can utilize here. And then down here, if we go down to document setup and guides here, you can add additional guides for yourself. So you want to make sure you're staying on par up here. You can see additional guides, and it'll help guide you on images and some of your spacing for your text boxes. I'm going to add the edge guides. That just helps me a little bit. And so then if you come down here to settings, you can see that you can set the font for new documents. Here you can put in autocorrect things, and you can also set up your defaults, which is great. So if you always know that you need Times New Roman double spaced, you can go in and do that here. And then there's a place where people can also add comments. Right now that feature's turned on. And again, you can add in movies, which is another cool feature. And then down here we've got the Pages help, and down here This is a great resource if you're trying to figure out how to do something and you can't figure it out in Pages. Check down here. There's a lot of great FAQs and help on how to do certain things that you want to do, and they always keep this up to date with what's new and happening in Pages. So I'm going to go up here to the top left, and you look up here, that's that little undo button, just like you have in a Word document. And then here we've got the table of contents, and if we're using the appropriate headings, the table of contents should read appropriately. So it's, starts at the title and works its way down. And then there we've got the View Options button. And so here you can add in page thumbnails, or you could click on, turn on the 2 pages view. And so you can see here that we are looking at 2 pages now is the display instead of just 1. If you scroll down, you'd have 2 pages throughout. It would just go in that order. So it's another great option. I don't tend to like to look at 2 pages, so I'm going to go back out. And then there's a word count feature. And if you see down here, so you can turn that on. And if you see down here, this is telling you how many words you've got going on. So if your instructor says you need a 200-word reflection, this can help guide you and tell you how many words you've got going on, and can make it a lot easier for you. And then there's also up here a ruler option and a smart annotations option. So the ruler option gives you that ruler at the top, similar to what a Word document does, so you can adjust spacing. And then if you click on documents, you can come out here and see the recent documents that you have. And I'm going to go over here to this North Carolina interest meeting one. This is now a poster that we was for an interest meeting a couple of years ago. And so now you can, if I zoom out a little bit so I can see more of what's on the screen, you can see I've got the title up there. We added some images to make it clearer. And then we've got the, date, time, text, and then some body text to describe what the interest meeting was going to be about and what the trip was going to be about. So you can scroll all the way out, or zoom all the way out, so that you can see the whole document at once if you wanted to, just to see how it's formatting, or you can zoom in and get closer if you need to. And that's all we have on Pages today. If you have questions or issues, you can always reach out to the Tech and Trek desk down in the lower level of the library. We're always willing to help you out and answer any questions you may have, so don't hesitate to stop by and we will help you out.